Hey everybody, it's Jarrell here. So Father's Day just passed, and I had a really nice time spending it with my son out at Bloom Ranch in Acton, California. If you're in California, in Southern California, or even Central California, if you have never been to Bloom Ranch, it is the largest black-owned ranch. They have a lot of events there. Go to bloomranchofacton.com and check it out. And go ahead and book yourself a brunch there. And also, while you're booking the brunch, don't forget to book the what do you call it? The tour, the riding tour. They got two tours: a walking tour if you're able-bodied, riding tour if you're not or you're older, or if it's too hot, because the vehicles they use are air conditioned. So, I wanted to make a quick post here. Excuse me. I did not make a post for Father's Day the way that I wanted to. I actually have a podcast that I'm starting, and I've got a script that I use and a format that I've adopted, and I'm learning how to edit. So it's taking longer than that I want. I've got about 4 episodes recorded. Father's Day will be the 5th episode, and I'm just going to go ahead and put them up late. Here's the problem: you have to be in a good mindset to make a post. You also have to be in a good spirit. Nobody wants a downer. Nobody wants somebody who is frustrated or sad making videos, because it just comes off crappy. And so a few things happen 3 days, 2 days, 1 day, and the day of Father's Day that kind of really changed my mood. And I want to share with you what that is right now. So I have a couple of friends, and I'm all about men being men and stepping up and doing the hard stuff, because no one's going to do it if we don't do it, right? Going into Father's Day, I made a couple of messages, to friends, and I made just a general thing about stepping up and doing what you should do as a father, even when it's hard, when you've been disenfranchised from your kids. And 3 men, 2 that I really, really respect, and 1 that I'm just getting to know, responded to a post that I made. It wasn't a post, actually. It was a message that I sent them. Just a kind of a general thing, not really knowing that they had fractured relationships with their kids. Okay, they're adult children. And I think the one that I'm just getting to know, I think their children are younger. Either way, the responses that I got from these men really kind of sent me in a direction, and I stopped myself, because I didn't want to come at them in a way that I intended to come at them. So I had to stop and take some breath, and ended up going past Father's Day. I also felt with the content that I created for the podcast, it was not going to address those issues, and I didn't know if I should address those issues or not. So here's kind of where it is. They've got fractured relationships and over years. And I know that my relationship with my daughter was fractured for multiple years, I think about 6 years. And it took a lot to fix that, to resolve those issues. And it wasn't easy. It was difficult. But I felt like I rose to the occasion in order to make sure that my relationship was solid with my daughter. Okay? And we're constantly working on it, and it's getting better. I slip sometimes, and she wants to detach, or she wants to be closer, and I may have missed the message, and then I kind of re-engage, and it's something that you have to work through, right? But as a father, what they say is, as a parent, you don't get any days off. A lot of us feel like when our kids reach a certain age, we can kind of let them go. They're adults, and it's going to be what it is, and then you just kind of move on. I don't think that. I think that once a parent, always a parent. I think at the different stages of life, our children will need us at different levels and in different ways. And I think that what happens is we stop growing and we stop maturing, and therefore we don't know how to rise to the occasion, or we give up and we choose not to. Now, I will say this: giving up is something that I don't like to do. But I will also give grace to understand, for people to understand that it is really, really hard to to deal with the emotional and spiritual pain that comes with some of the things that our children say and do that we would hope that they wouldn't say and do, or that, also lends itself to making the fracture deeper, wider when we're trying to fix things. I don't think there's a simple solution, but I think you just don't give up, right? You keep showing up even when you're not desired to show up, right? You hold on to the truth, and you share what you can, and you be present. And then as they mature and as they get older, they will look back at some point, and then they would realize Dad's always been there. And I actually had an appreciation moment with my daughter, where she actually acknowledged and was appreciative that I didn't give up. That's what we have to do. Now, I will tell you, for those 6 years that we were fractured, it was really, really hard for me. I couldn't move forward in other areas of my life because of that fracture, and because of the fear of what she may or may not be into, or what the streets of LA may be, putting on her shoulders, because she wasn't raised in that type of environment. I don't think she was built for that type of environment. And because she wasn't built for it, I don't think she could handle it. But because of the fracture, I wasn't present to be able to guide her, right? So I had to go above and beyond, move cross country during the pandemic, and then start to reconnect with her so I could give her some level of covering and protection. And I think that's what a dad's supposed to do. So this is in no way, shape, or form me coming at other men who have not, but it's hopefully some encouragement to the men who have fractured relationships with their children to try again, to keep trying, to stay engaged, and to do what you can on a consistent basis. Just showing up consistently sometimes is all you need to do over time, and that should help to mend some of that stuff. I do know that in my case, there was an intentional effort to separate me from my daughter. There was an intentional effort to turn her against me, right? I focused on that too long early, and I didn't know how to do it a different way until I did try a different way. And I realized that, people believe the first story they hear. They don't always investigate or are open to the other side. But there's a phrase that I'm going to leave you with. There's 3 sides to every story: your side, my side, and the truth. And when you're dealing with children, it's usually one parent, another parent, and the truth. And they have to be at a certain level of maturity in order to be able to hear and understand one side, hear and understand another side, and then decide for themselves what to believe and who they're going to be and what type of relationship they're going to be able to form with the parents. So it's never my intention to try and turn my children against their mother, nor do I want their mother to try to turn them against me. Things happen, and things are the way they are, but it is something that we can work towards as men, to stand on what we stand on, because at any point, at every point, male or female, your children are going to need to see you step up. They're going to need to see you survive, to rebuild, to get good again, and to be present. We never know when they're going to need us, but when they do, we can't start at that point. We have to already kind of be there. And we have to teach them the right way, so they're not trying to use us for our pockets or resources, but because they love us, they need us, and we're there to show that we're there for them and allow them the opportunity to rise. Right, as we teach, non-judgmental, no holds barred, no boundaries. Well, we have to have boundaries, but no limits is what I'm trying to say. No limits as to what we are willing to do to make sure that they are good, because they are our seed. I'll finally leave you with this. This is the last couple of seconds of the video. It's really important to do DNA tests on your kids. Roughly 40% of children tested biologically for paternity, for bone marrow transfer, for organ transfer, whatever, find out that they're not the biological children of the man who they thought was their father. So I think all men should do it. As the data says, the more people get tested, the higher that 40% goes, right? So test, make sure, get things right, step up, do what you have to do, and don't give up. Happy Father's Day. Happy belated Father's Day.